Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is The Sound. I'm going to be your host this evening, and tonight we are taking a look at some Week 1 matches. The first one we'll be taking a look at is Frank's Furters against Bad Rats. This is a Division C matchup back from Week 1. It's got the home team, Frank Furters. This is their second season back after a 3-year hiatus. They took about 5 seasons off there from season 12 back to season 17. But they joined us once again for last season, and they're here again for season 18, so it's great to have them back in the league. And they're going up against Bad Rats, whose lineup features 3 players that are completely new to NGS this season. So it is exciting to welcome in new blood as always. Let's take a look at the battleground selection for this matchup. We had, oh shucks, give me just 1 second, folks. Do a quick switcheroo here. So that this looks a little bit better. There we have it. Alright, so we had bans going out onto Battlefield of Eternity, Cursed Hollow for Bad Rats, with Dragonshire and Sky Temple banned by Frank's Furters. So we are headed to Towers of Doom for Game 1, and without any further ado, let's kick into the game and see how it all plays out. Alright, introducing our teams here on the left in blue, we've got Bad Rats. French playing Raynor, Logicalia playing Garrosh, Ding Dong on Junkrat, Neum on Stukov, and Vinx playing Samuro. And to the right in red, we've got Frank's Furters. Dallying Pig on Johanna, Boggs playing Falstad, DJ Cold Cuts on Dahaka, Indecisive on Uther, and Magic Master playing Imperius. So, some interesting drafts here. We've got double global plus triple frontline on the side of Frank's Furters. And of course, Samuro for Bad Rats. This is Week 1 of NGS, so still the pre-nerf Samuro. DJ Cold Cuts tossed in, and they will be first blood. Magic Master gets the stab onto Logicalia there. Magic Master has opted for Burn the Impure at level 1, so a little bit of percent damage to apply pressure to Garrosh there in the front line. And for our Raynor player, looks like we've got veteran marksman, French, looking to give him the pepper as many times as they can, increasing their damage. It is also a Gambit talent, so as they die, they will lose, I believe, attack damage? Yes. But it's only attack damage on their crit. Huh, yeah, so all of the damage, both the Gambit component and the bonus component from the quest, affecting only the Give Them Some Pepper crit. So here's the big issue with the initial kill there, and here's the rotation in. DJ Cold Cuts will be here in time to help contest. Indecisive trying to live here on the Uther to get at least one more heal out. Looks like Frank's Furters will secure their camp. I do like that Bad Rats were looking for the invade, knowing that they had a little bit of priority taking their sapper camp after they had gotten that initial kill on Dahaka, causing Imperius to have to collect experience. He is not known for his wave clear. That said, Frankfurters are able to clear this bottom lane with ease. Indecisive, tossed in here, a big slow from Neum onto the Uther, who's going to escape with sub 100 HP, just narrowly escaping there. Magic Master trading with French here in mid lane. It is not the easiest matchup for our poor Imperius, melee versus ranged. Vinx gets the disrupt on that Hearthstone from Imperius, who is struggling with their mana bar, as is common. I'll be interested to see how Frankfurters plays this first objective phase. We've got Boggs trying to Hearth here, I guess trying to get a little more... Oh my gosh, Neum in the middle of the enemy team. There's a stun onto Logicalia. French peppering in those auto attacks from the top side. Magic Master tossed in, and it's Garrosh to fall. A dig in now from DJ Coldcuts. They get the drag onto Junkrat. Ding Dong won't last long, and that is 2 kills going over to Frankfurters. With that, they will secure this bottom objective, bringing the core HP 36 to 32 in favor of Frankfurters. Awesome. So Boggs using the fly here to ease the pressure on this mid lane. Let's check in on our level 4 talents, see if there's anything out of the ordinary there. Holy Fire from Uther, not what I am accustomed to seeing at level 4, but bringing a little bit more wave clear and revealing Samuro out of stealth. We've also got Updraft for our Ballstad player. They've opted for the Q Quest Gathering Storm at level 1. And here comes Frankfurters in onto Bad Rats. That's a lot of damage onto Ding Dong and French. A great Silence Puddle covering there, and oh, Magic Master tossed over the wall thanks to that level 1 talent from Logicalia. Unrivaled Strength, giving that extra distance on the Wrecking Ball for Garrosh. Dallying Pig has opted for Conviction and Subdue, so a pretty standard Johanna build. Nothing too surprising there. Here's the dig in from DJ Coldcuts. They are using their globals well, putting a lot of pressure onto Neum and Ding Dong. Boggs has already spent their barrel roll. Logicalia able to throw Indecisive in. They will activate for some trait value. Neum goes down, trading healer for healer, favors Frankfurters, and Vinx is able to escape. Ding Dong goes down. Boggs able to chase down that kill on the bottom side of the fight. Johanna still has trait available. Drag lands onto the Samuro. They do still have their mirror image, so they're able to escape. So with that, Magic Master gets the channel on the top side of the fight, bringing the core HP to 28 to 36 in favor of Frankfurters once again. They've got about 3/4 of a level lead here towards their heroic talent tier. And it is going to be a little while until... Oh my gosh, there's the spear into the Blessed Shield. Magic Master over the wall once again. And that's going to be another takedown onto Imperius. This time it was a concussion mine that took out the Archangel of Valor? Not Wrath. I can't recall. Pardon me, dear viewer. Either way, 4-4 in takedowns, about even on hero takedown XP. And we have heroics on all sides. It's Hyperion, Warlord's Challenge, speaking of Logicalia, stalking in this rotation. Riptire, Flailing Swipes, and Blade Storm And on the other side for Frank's Furters, Dallying Pig has opted for Blessed Shield. We've also got Gust, Isolation, Divine Shield, and Angelic Armaments. So Samuro's Wave Clear able to match that of Dahaka now. Magic Master getting a spear onto Neum, but Logicalia gets into the fray to save their healer. Taunt lands onto the Uther. Here comes Vinx in on the back line with DJ Cold Cuts as well. Logicalia is the first to fall. And it looks like Frank's Furters are going to secure this invade once again, so doing a great job to control this bottom lane with both Sapper camps going over in their favor. I imagine that's going to give Frank's a easy channel here on the bottom objective. Got a weird bug with the Sapper getting caught here, and so it will not go off. Blizz, please fix. So just a little bit, about a quarter of a level lead now in favor of Frank's Furters. We can see that they are leading in hero takedown XP and minion XP. I'm not entirely sure why it's not a larger gap, to be honest. Only about a half level. I mean, Bad Rats are doing a great job keeping up on the minion takedowns. Level 13's just around the corner for Frank's Furters. A relatively big power spike for Dallying Pig as far as DPS is concerned. Has opted for Holy Fury. Alright, so not the biggest damage boost. Typically seeing Blessed Hammers or Roar. But they've doubled down on the Burning Rage talents between Holy Fire from Uther and the Holy Fury from Johanna. I guess they're really spooked about revealing Samuro. Alright, next objective, 2 in the top lane. Level 13's on both sides. Line them up for French. So they're able to get a significant cooldown reduction on their penetrating round. Junkrat, gotta trap them all, now has 2 steel traps that they can put out. Vinx going deep looking for the interrupt, and they will get it. But they're taking a fair bit of damage there. There's the into the fray from Logicalia to get their Samuro out of a rough spot. We'll see if they've got one more cheeky stall here. See if there are any other major 13s of interest. Heat of Battle, not one that I'm so accustomed to seeing. I think you can opt for cooldown reduction on your Molten Armor at level 15, which is a little more typical. Shikuchi, yep. Hungers. Blood Craze. Okay. So it looks like Bad Rats have taken the lead here on minion experience. So although they trail in the takedown count, they are getting a lot done. Vinx has also gotten through the top wall there. So they're catching up on structure XP to some degree as well. We'll see if there's an invade onto Frank's Furters' Sapper camp. DJ Cold Cut's taking a lot of punishment from the Samuro here. They have to pop the Essence. And French and team continue to rotate up. DJ Cold Cuts gets the drag, but not onto the main body of Samuro. So Samuro doing a great job to put a lot of pressure there. Pelbor mentioning that Blessed Hammers can also reveal Samuro. It's true. It's also a lot more damage than the Holy Fury talent. I think mathematically Holy Fury is just always the worst. But it's also the easiest to get value out of. Magic Master will go down there. Logicalia doing a great job to find another pick onto Imperius. Not too surprising given the in-your-face nature that Imperius has to fight with, and that is punished by the Wrecking Ball and Groundbreaker of Garrosh. DJ Cold Cuts trying to get a couple cheeky stalls here, but in the end, Bad Rats will get the double channel, one on top, and the neutral down here on the bot side. So closing the gap in 4 HP, 24 to 16 in favor of Frank's Furters now. Logicalia trying to chase down Dallying Pig, level 16 talents on both sides. So another damage boost here for French on the Rainer Bounty Hunter, giving percentage damage on their trait procs now. Every time they give Pepper, it's 3%? Yeah, 3% total XP. Total HP, rather. So a pretty heavy commitment to top lane from Frank's Furters is likely to secure them this top Sapper camp, which of course means that Bad Rats are able to secure their bottom side Sapper camp without any trouble. Checking in on stacks. Ding Dong up to 78 on Taste for Explosions, and French all the way up to 35 on Veteran Marksman. Dallying Pig gets a huge slow here. Ding Dong taking a lot of damage, and there's the kill onto Junkrat. Thanks to that Spell Armor Shred from Boomerang at level 7, Boggs able to put a lot of pressure on the Junkrat, and Magic Master was just in range to follow it up. Other important level 16 talents that I didn't mention. Benediction for Indecisive, getting 2 casts of a spell. Endless Nades from Ding Dong on Junkrat. That's going to increase their stall potential and damage output. DJ Cold Cuts gets the dig down. Boggs caught between Garrosh and, oh, has to throw the Gust, but goes down nonetheless. Dallying Pig now onto Neum. There's the double stun. A great cleanse from Logicalia will get them out. And so now it is 5v4 here. Frank's Furters got the channel on the top side, but I don't think they're going to be able to push Bad Rats off of this bottom channel. And so a slight XP lead in favor of Frank's Furters, but 4 HP remains within 8. So not so bad. A great drag followed up by the Blessed Shield. Logicalia taking so much damage, but they're able to escape. There's the silence in onto the Samuro. A root, and then into the taunt. A huge kill onto DJ Cold Cuts there. Bad Rats really turning the momentum in their favor here. A great toss in onto Indecisive. And that's another kill. So Frank's Furters, they did a great job in the early game here. Boggs gets the fly with the Gust, but it's still heavily outnumbered in favor of Bad Rats. Magic Master gets onto Logicalia here. That's a lot of pressure, but Ding Dong and French are able to clean up the kill. So 3 quick kills in favor of Frank's Furters. Boggs gets the kill onto Vinx. Not what I would have expected, but they're between a rock and a hard place now. They already used, and now they're running behind the wall there. Yeah, they're gonna die here. Alright, so after a lot of kills given over to Bad Rats, they are heavily in the lead in the race towards their Storm talents. We can see that's thanks to a almost 4,000 XP lead from those takedowns. Ping going out on the boss. That could be from Bad Rats trying to get a channel here on the bot side. They would love to convert this fort before they get the objective channel. And with a power play on the battleground for at least another 20 seconds, I think it's doable for them. They got those sappers in. I'd love to see French commit a little bit more. Indecisive gets taunted, and that will be another kill. So the Blessed Shield comes out, but a little too late there. Level 20s online for both sides now. We've got Sergeant Pepper for French. Mortal Combo is Titanic Might. Okay, Titanic Might for Logicalia. Cannonballs for Ding Dong. Top off for Neum on the Stukov, who now channels on the bot side for an additional 5 HP. Ding Dong cleansed with the Into the Fray from Logicalia. French throwing the Hyperion there, a little surprising. They won't have it for the defense of this bottom tower now. On the other side for Frank's Furters, it's Radiating Faith, Wind Tunnel, Essence Claws, Redemption, and, okay, Brandis Alarian for Magic Master. I don't know if DJ Cold Cuts has... Okay, there's the toss in onto Dalliant Pig. Oh, the Warlord's Challenge goes wide. If we have the dig available from DJ Cold Cuts, this could be a tough spot for Bad Rats to defend. They've got all the wave clear they could ever want in the form of the cannonballs from Ding Dong. And they're already up to 122 stacks on their Taste for Explosions at level 4. Dallying Pig tossed in once again. Boggs trying to get the angle on a wind tunnel there. Unable to find it. Magic Master trying to find Ding Dong with that Celestial Charge. Alright, objectives spawning on the top side of the battleground. It looks like it will be a 5v5. That said, Bad Rat's taking a slow rotation to get up here. Ding Dong trailing really far behind. Vinx able to sneak out there. I'll be interested to see if Bad Rats can stop Frank's Furters from getting this channel, but Indecisive on the objective. Oh, the stall just at the last second, but it comes at the cost of Logicalia. Magic Master booped in here, gets a good proc on their Angelic Armaments. Silence lands onto the Rainer, or I'm sorry, the Stukov, and they go down. So 2 kills in favor of Frank's Furters. There's the Wind Tunnel onto Vinx. I don't know that that was the best use. Boggs channeling on the right side there. All the while in bottom, we've got these sappers. They will go in. Indecisive taking a lot of damage from Ding Dong there. The Junkrat tire. Oh, Vinx will fall. Wow. Okay, so French falling low themselves. Indecisive has yet to get value out of their level 20. And Ding Dong once again in range for the stalls. This is where the great job from Dallying Pig to wear those for their channeling Uther player. So 6 core HP now. Frank's Furters will start up this boss. I don't think Bad Rats can contest it with their Stukov still waiting for a respawn. So that will be 2 core HP for Bad Rats once this channel comes through. That said, their command of the bottom lane is making it tough for Frank's Furters to contest the next objective spawn. We can see it is a double spawn here on the bottom side. Once again, this bottom bush a little freaky. Boggs trying for that gust once again, but a great Indomitable. Oh, French falling so low here. There's the toss out. I haven't checked how many deaths do they have. 0 deaths, so still full power on that Veteran Marksman level 1. Already up to 60 stacks. And we've got DJ Cold Cuts putting a lot of pressure on the top lane with that camp and the large minion wave. Indecisive has to use the Blessed Shield to get Magic Master out. Vinx able to kill most of this Sapper camp. So about half HP on the top fort. All the while Bad Rats continue to put pressure on this bot lane. get that sapper camp in. It is a razor's edge for them. They've only got 2 core HP left, but controlling this bottom fort really narrows the angles of approach for Frank's Furters. They can really only come in on this choke here or walk through a fort. Magic Master well far ahead of the rest of the team. Vinx unable to get a channel. DJ Cold Cuts gets the dig down to bottom. Vinx able to get a stall there. Ding Dong gets gusted away after the Into the Fray saves their life. Logicalia stuck between a rock and a hard place, but they will survive. There's the taunt onto Dallying Pig, and the Indomitable used. Oh no, Vinx will go down. DJ Cold Cuts and Indecisive take down the Samuro player. I'd love to see Indecisive get a little more aggressive here, as they still have their revive available. I guess they haven't used Cleanse yet, but in the end, the channel on the top side goes over to Frank's Furters, and that will do it. First game going over to the red team. All right, let's take a look at the stats page here and take a look at our builds. So in the end, Frank's Furters able to take it. French up to 65 stacks on Veteran Marksman. That is a lot of stacks. Ding Dong almost completing Taste for Explosions with 188. Checking in on our builds. Anything out of the ordinary? Spell Shield from Uther, not what I would expect to see. Similarly, the Celestial Swiftness at 16 from Magic Master, not what I'm accustomed to, but they worked out nonetheless. Checking in on our actual stats, those were the builds. Ding Dong, top of the lobby there, 105,000 hero damage. That is impressive. And Vinx able to edge out DJ Cold Cuts for most XP contribution, in spite of having at least one more death. That is probably thanks to their 3 hero takedowns. So yeah, a close one for game 1, but in the end, Frank's Furters able to take it. Bad Rats looking really good towards the end there. It was a tight race, but Frank's Furters were able to secure too large of a lead for them to come back from. All right, so let's see where we're headed for our second battleground. And we can update the score here. That was a win by Frank's Furters. Excellent. And of course, with this being a replay cast, there is a very real chance that our friends did not pay super close attention to who was on which battleground, or which side of the battleground, I should say. So as I load up game 1, it may be a little bit longer because I have to swap some things in the overlays. For anyone who tuned in while we were talking through game 1, welcome. Glad to have you. This is a week 1 match for Division C. We're looking at Frank's Furters up against Bad Rats. And I gotta say, I really liked the game plan from Bad Rats there at the end. They did a great job keeping French alive. Raynor was really putting a lot of pressure with all of those give him some pepper stacks. Towards the end there, they scaled very well, but in the end, it was a little bit of a ring around the rosy global fight that favored Frank's Furters in the end. Indecisive on Uther, able to join DJ Cold Cuts on the bottom side to get the kill on Vinx on the Samuro. And that is definitely playing to their comp strength on the side of Frank's Furters. And that looks like it's junk. but I don't know how. Great. Get that spam out of there. Okie doke. And it looks like our teams did stay on the correct sides, or at a minimum at the on the same sides. And for map 2, we are headed to Tomb of the Spider Queen. I do not know who chose the map, or the draft order, or any of that. But we don't need that info, because we're just playing a video game and watching these teams go up against each other. So, without any further ado, let's take a look. And we can get into Game 2 of this Week 1 series. Introducing our teams here on the left in blue. Once again, we've got Bad Rats. French on Gul'dan, Logicalia on Mal'Ganis, Ding Dong playing Vala, Neum on Brightwing, and Vinx playing Zool. To the right in red, it's Frank's Furters. Dallying Pig on ETC, Boggs playing Raynor, DJ Cold Cuts on Diva, Indecisive reprising their role on Uther, and Magic Master picking up Malthael. So another double front line for Frank's Furters. Diva, not the most common offlaner at this point in the game's balance. Definitely a surprise to see her here. Taking a look at our level 1 talents, we've got Fire at Will for Ding Dong and Vala, trying to get those W stacks. A huge CC chain onto Magic Master, and it's another First Blood going over to Bad Rats. They're unable to pick up those gems, however, Logicalia doing a great job zoning them. And this is definitely what I would expect out of a Zool team. They're going to have Zool playing here in the top side, looking to double soak and get a big advantage there, with the rest of Bad Rats pushing in the bot lane as much as they can. French on Gul'dan is definitely a prime hero to apply that pressure. Already up to 5 stacks on Echoed Corruption. Other stacks at level 1, we've got Dallying Pig trying to collect globes. Already up to 4 on their Prog Rock quest, so that's pretty good. Indecisive up to 4 stacks on Hammer the Lightbringer. This, of course, is the threat of having a double soak hero on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They can be susceptible to ganks, and they're picking up lots of gems. So, first kill for Frank's Furters. Logicalia was in range to pick up the gems, so nothing too serious. French able to sneak out of there. Awesome. And Frank's Furters definitely trying to force Bad Rats to play the more standard game. DJ Cold Cuts back down in bot, but Bad Rats are sticking to their guns on the 4 in bot approach. Indecisive eats the stuns from Logicalia, but the sleep gets interrupted there. Dallying Pig rooted now, taking a lot of damage. Magic Master healing up a lot here. Level 4s on both sides. We've got Throwing Shade for Magic Master. Makes sense as they are playing with the rest of their team. Unlikely to get a lot of die alone value. And Vinx opting for Grim Scythe at level 4. A Cursed Strikes-based build would make a lot of sense for the Zool with a triple front line for Frank's Furters. Magic Master taking a lot of damage here, but able to heal up off of Logicalia. Turn-in available for Bad Rats now. Of course, Frank's Furters has done a great job thus far getting their gems in. Oh, Boggs taking a lot of damage here. There's the Polymorph follow-up. sub 500 HP, and Raynor will make it out alive. This is 5v4 in mid lane. Frank's Furters in a lot of trouble. Magic Master trying to get as much healing as they can off the rest of Bad Rats. But in the end, no takedowns. Logicalia finds Indecisive on the Uther. Ding Dong able to get their gems in, so 29 to 31. Diva holding on to 3 gems, so not enough to muster a turn in there. Logicalia getting pressured out by Dallying Pig and Boggs. Level 7s on both sides. We've got Pinball Wizard as well as Loudspeakers. Magic Master interrupted with the Corruption. 13 stacks of Echoed Corruption. 4 cooldown at level 1. French on a decent trajectory to finishing that quest. Already up to 22 stacks of Fire at Will for Vala. And we've got Vinx and French turning in, but in the end, Dallying Pig able to get the gems in first. So first objective phase going over to Frank's Furters. We'll see how they look to use this to get an advantage. Vinx holding on to a lot of gems still. A huge slide onto French, and that's cooled Dan down. A big part of the wave clear for Bad Rats dead as the objective spawns. They'll trade for Magic Master. Would love to see... Okay, Indecisive will collect the gems. So 1 for 1 in takedowns, but once again, it's the wave clear hero on the side of Bad Rats, so it's a pretty big hit for them to take during the objective phase. They're going to focus their defense on the top lane, which gives Frank's Furters a lot of room here in mid to get through the front wall and onto that fort. Now they're looking for Vinx. DJ Cold Cuts getting the boop, but in the end, no further CC follow-up. Logicalia stunning in, gets the sleep onto 2 here. We've got the rest of Bad Rats rotating in, the root channeled onto ETC. There's the Polymorph follow-up, but it looks like ETC is going to make it out just fine. Heroics just around the corner for both sides. Dallying Pig able to escape, and Vinx gets their gems in for the first Webweaver phase for Bad Rats. Neck and neck towards the Heroics, as mentioned. It's a big push in mid. Frank's Furters able to secure their Heroics first. Oh my gosh, and there's the 4 hero rotation on the Magic Master. That'll be enough to secure their Heroics as well. So on the side of Frank's Furters, we've got Mosh Pit, Hyperion, Bunny Hop, Blessed Shield, and Tormented Souls. And for the side of Bad Rats, we've got Horrify. Is that? Okay. Carrion Swarm, not Dark Conversion. Good, good. Rain of Vengeance. Emerald Wind, you say? Okay, exciting. And we've got Poison Nova for Thanks. So, first fort going over to Bad Rats after a great pick onto the Malthael late in the game there. Looks like DJ Cold Cuts looked for the solo kill onto Vinx. We can see that Bunny Hop is on cooldown. But Zool was able to make it out alive. So potential back-to-back turn-ins for Bad Rats. It looks like most of the gems are held by Logicalia, who will get all 27 turned in. DJ Cold Cut eating a full Corruption, 23 stacks for French there. At level 7, they opted for Bound by Shadow, so they get a fair bit of cooldown reduction. Boggs committing the Hyperion to stop these turn-ins. Frank's Furters also got their Bruiser Camp out in mid lane, so an additional bit of pressure there onto the fort. That's going to buy enough room for DJ Cold Cuts to get... Mosh lands on the 3, Ding Dong instantly interrupts. The Holy Cow combo does not connect, and now DJ Cold Cuts in a lot of trouble. There's the fear after a great cleanse from Indecisive to clean up the rest of DJ Coldcuts. All the while, we've got Magic Master pushing away, and so it's a huge push for Furters here in mid and up on top. Doing a great job to prep their waves to get the most value out of their turn-in. So it's about another quarter of the mid fort down on the side of Bad Rats. They're going to clean up this top web weaver. Of course, Furters on the bottom, taking out that first fort. Dallying Pig stepping up here with those minions, but with a 5-hero collapse. Level 13's just around the corner in favor of Bad Rats. All right. So 2 forts down for Bad Rats after Frankfurter's second objective phase. This is an outnumbered fight. Logicalia gonna eat a lot of CC here. Can they pop the Carrion Swarm? They will make it out. Magic Master in on the back here. They've got 13 gems, so this is going to be rough for them if they go down. Looks like they opted for Ethereal Existence at 13. A great fear. DJ Coldcuts falling low, has to pop the Mecha Explosion, and Logicalia will go down. Blue Web Weavers have descended, but losing their tank will make it tough for Bad Rats to continue push with any serious threat. DJ Coldcuts no longer has their Mecha Explosion. The Root, this is likely a kill onto DJ Coldcuts, dropping 11 gems it looks like. So not a huge loss, but definitely not the hit to the economy that Furters would have liked. There's the slide and boot onto Ding Dong. They're able to make it out alive. Checking in on their experience. Hero kill XP heavily in favor of Bad Rats, with minions pretty neck and neck. Alright, and Webweaver still going in bottom, so another fort taken out for Bad Rats. We've got uneven catapult pressure across 2 lanes, one in favor of Frankfurters and the other in favor of Bad Rats. And there is a massive wave in bot. I would love to see Bad Rats collapse here. And they are well ahead towards the next turn-in also. With Frankfurters showing, Bad Rats have taken this opportunity to stay out of vision, hide, and drop most of their gems. 4-hero commitment from Frankfurters is going to push a double wave into the top fort. That's going to do a fair bit of damage to this structure. I do like that Bad Rats were able to get most of those gems turned in, but it came at the expense of about a quarter of their top fort. So it's hard to say if it was an even trade. Logicalia getting 6 in. They're just 5 away. It looks like both Neum and French will have to turn in. Dallying Pig looking for a mosh pit here. Level 16s on both sides. Just 3 stacks away from French completing their level 1. Make that 2 stacks. And this is a big power spike for Gul'dan. Ruinous Affliction is a lot of damage. Magic Master caught on the back here. Polymorphed. And a mosh immediately stopped. Lots of damage on both sides. Blind as a Bat getting so much damage and CC done here. Does Logicalia have their heroic? They do. Looks like they're not going to be able to get it off. Quest complete for French, but the kills are going in favor of Frankfurters. So a lot of value out of Blind as a Bat there at 16, but unfortunately Logicalia was unable to use their heroic. As a result, I believe Blind as a Bat does lock you out of all of your other abilities, so a tough time to lose the Mal'Ganis. Vinx definitely going to get interrupted by DJ Cold Cuts here. French trying to turn in. Looks like they're going to get theirs in, but it's not enough, and it will cost them heavily. Never mind. Bad Rat's collapsing heavily here, getting a lot of damage onto DJ Cold Cuts, and they will demech them. Furters has secured another Webweaver phase. Magic Master taking a lot of damage. Ding Dong falling low as well. At level 16, what did we get from Malthael? It is mortality, as one would expect. Pairs very well with Massacre at level 7. As well as, you know, Death's Reach and Tormented Souls. It is a W-focused build from them. Level 16, as mentioned, big power spike in damage for both of Bad Rat's DPS, Ruinous Affliction and Manticore both, really ramping up the pressure that these heroes can apply. It's been tough for Vinx to get in here onto Furters with this full Cursed Strikes build online. I know that they would love to get a hold. There's the Mecha Explosion. Dallying Pig looking for the slide, unable to connect. There's the boop onto Logicalia. And another stun from Indecisive. Blind as a Bat has been used. Magic Master going in the mosh pit onto 2, feared away. Ding Dong falling low, however. They get a heal, and there's another blink. Alright, so it looks like they're going to live. Indecisive is the first to fall. Dallying Pig falling low here. Logicalia on the chase. I haven't noticed a single Emerald Wind, though I'm sure it's being cast. DJ Cold Cuts will fall once again. Ding Dong eating tower damage, and they'll fall. Logicalia gets another huge Blind as a Bat. 2 more hero takedowns for Bad Rats as their objective spawns. This is a big momentum shift in their favor. French drawing tower aggro. Not the best spot for their Gul'dan to be. Bad Rats will even up the structure deficit here in mid lane. So both teams losing all of their outer structures. And with 2 still waiting to respawn on the side of Furters, Bad Rats are going to get through a lot of this mid lane keep complex as well. Perhaps getting through the entire mid keep. It's a big momentum shift in favor of the blue team. Alright, Storm Talents in the hands of Bad Rats. We've got Haunt, Seeker Swarm, Farflight Quiver, Intensive Winds, and Andariel's Visage. Andariel's Visage? Andariel's Visage. So, healing on Poison for Vinx. Many Emerald Winds for Neum. And Ding Dong able to have a lot of safety. Bottom keep goes down as well. Bad Rats opting to bait the boss rather than immediately start it. Would have loved to see them start immediately. They have so much lane vision that it wouldn't be scary for them to do. Also, they've got Neum with Intensive Winds. There's no way Furters was going to be able to get him to that point. Speaking of Furters, there's the first Intensive Winds proc. And Logicalia getting the stuns here. There's the Haunt landing onto 2. Mosh Pit connecting. Diva will go down, but it's 2 kills in favor of Furters. Make it 3. Magic Master cleaning it up onto Ding Dong. Oh my gosh, Ding Dong escapes. Logicalia able to get the Vala out to safety. Of course, the boss went over to Bad Rats and likely will take down this top keep. So they trade 3 for 2, but they also get a top keep. So I think for Bad Rats, they're pretty happy with that outcome. We'll see if the boss is able to do anything but scratch the shields. I doubt it. I had started to talk about Storm talents for Frank's Furters. We've got Death Metal, Sergeant Pepper, Stop and Pop, Redemption, and Reaper of Souls. So looking for extensions on the Tormented Souls. Surprised to see Sergeant Pepper from a non-veteran marksman Rainer. Boggs could have opted for an Unstoppable, which could have been really helpful into the intensive wins of Neum. But we've got a lot of trait value opportunities or death value opportunities for Frank's Furters now. Dallying Pig and Indecisive both getting a little bit of value out of their deaths. Frank's Furters are next in line to get their turn-ins, assuming no takedowns on the side of Bad Rats. Logicalia will have something to say about that, of course. Gonna chase DJ Cold Cuts off. And this is the part of the game where Frank's Furters are gonna have a tough time. Their wave clear is locked up in melee heroes, and so it's tough for them to push out these waves safely. They are going to get to their gem count before Bad Rats, but Bad Rats can kind of continue to shove lanes in and push Frank's Furters into their base, especially with periodic catapult pressure in their favor. I mean, they've got constant catapult pressure, but Frank's Furters... Oh my gosh, this could be a huge stop and pop for the side of Frank's Furters. Diva is deep. Vinx and Logicalia split from the rest of Bad Rats here. There's intensive wins from Neum, and Blind as a Bat popped once again. Magic Master gets the shield. DJ Cold Cuts falling very low. A huge fear onto Dallying Pig, and Logicalia and Ding Dong will take out the Rainer. Boggs going down there. It looks like the chase onto ETC was forfeited, rather. Oh my gosh, a lot of damage onto Logicalia there. Oh, they make it out. Magic Master trying to chase them down. Vinx able to escape. So the chase for Bad Rats brought them to Frank's Furters cores. Frank's Furters core. Poof. That's quite a tongue tie. But Frank's Furters able to stave them off and hold on to most of their gems. Dallying Pig holding on to 21 of them. And Deathmosh will be a potential game changer for Frank's Furters, but as long as Dallying Pig is holding on to 21 gems, 25 now, it's going to be tough for them to sacrifice their ETC. I would love to see Logicalia zoning for French a little bit more here. Bad Rats continuing to drop their gems as quickly as they can. Boss is spawning. And they're not checking this bottom turn-in. They know that Frank's Furters were able to get a few in there. Logicalia stunned out by Dallying Pig. Magic Master getting a channel Indecisive going for one as well. Uther will get their gems in. Hyperion cast to zone. DJ Cold Cuts and Boggs, I don't think they've been scouted, so Frank's Furters will get the turn in. And not a moment too soon. Magic Master had to split off to deal with this top lane pressure. 2 catapults mounting there. So the next objective will go in favor of Frank's Furters, but I don't know how much value it's going to get with how far their lanes are pushed in. Webweavers lose HP over time and spawn where your minion waves are, or I'm sorry, as far up as your enemy minion waves. So with a long distance to walk before they reach the keeps, they're going to lose a lot of their HP before they can actually start hitting structures. At this point, I would almost like to see Bad Rats go for a back door. Maybe Webweavers at 24 minutes are a little too powerful to ignore. Mid Webweaver will get a little bit of damage here onto the keep wall. In top, the keep wall has already fallen, so this could be a huge moment for Frank's Furters. They've still got a little bit of Webweaver HP. Logicalia unable to connect with the sleep. They've been the difference maker in a lot of these late game fights with huge Blind as a Bat casts. Looks like they're not going to get onto Frank's Furters, who are able to make a clean retreat. And now Bad Rats are in a good position, at least objective-wise. Positionally, they are not in a great spot. Logicalia able to get the Carrion Swarm out. DJ Cold Cuts popping the Mecha Explosion. Vala split really far. Logicalia no longer has their heroic available, and they're going to go down. A lot of damage comes out from Andariel's Visage. Magic Master will heal up and make it out alive. So, not entirely sure how Ding Dong ended up on the bot side rotating in there, but it meant that Frank's Furters were afforded a brief 5v4, and they lost too many gems on the side of Bad Rats to turn in here. So Frank's Furters gonna secure this boss. Mid lane, 3 catapults mounting, and Bad Rats sending a Bruiser Camp to match. I'll be interested to see how they decide to spawn here. Indecisive, I believe it is actually time alive, and not distance traveled. I think if they're standing still, they still lose HP. Alright, so boss onto the keep. It's a double bruiser in mid. Magic Master rather, going there to clean it up. So this is a 5v4 in favor of Bad Rats. Logicalia getting a sleep onto 2. Bit of a miscommunication between the front line and back line here, with the front line looking to fight past the boss and the back line focused more on the boss. Clear. Alright, so turn in available for Bad Rats once again. They've got all their heroics up. Diva had to spend their I keep wanting to say Stop and Pop, which is the 20 upgrade. It's called Bunny Hop. Ooh, there's the Polymorph, and there's another stun. Dallying Pig isolated. Neum has another cast of Emerald Wind, but they're eating so much damage they did not respect Indecisive's flank, and they fall to the Uther. A huge fear catches 2. Uther will go down, but they have redemption. The Death Mosh catches 2. Magic Master cleaning up these fights with DJ Cold Cuts, and Uther is respawning. French falling very low. Magic Master continues to chase. Will they get one more Q? It looks like Malthael is going to go down here. And they did not opt for the respawn at 20. So still enough gems for Bad Rats to turn in, but trading 3 for 2 means that they're going to have a tough time doing it. Yikes. All right. That is a tough one. This is a long tomb. It is naturally what happens in these coin flippy late game fights. Bad Rats have continued to have lane pressure in their favor this whole time, but Furters connecting really well with these team fight wins. And so they've secured some core damage, but have yet to lose the game. Indecisive saying that, okay, yeah, I thought it was distance traveled for the longest time as well, but when I was watching the replay, well, as I've been watching replays, they were just standing still and losing health, and holy crap, that's a lot of damage onto Dallying Pig. They're able to boop and escape. Boggs gets the stall here with Hyperion. Ding Dong interrupted. Another big echoed corruption from French will push Furters back. Logicalia trying to find a stun. There's the sleep onto Indecisive. DJ Coldcut's getting a mecha explosion here. Mosh Pit available in 4. And a kill onto Vinx. Furters doing a great job getting these late game kills. DJ Coldcuts will make it out. Ding Dong eating the damage from Dallying Pig. And Logicalia using their Blind as a Bat. Another 2 catapults connected onto the core of Furters. And Ding Dong probably going to get the channel here. A sleep lands onto 2. Polymorph follow-up. Indecisive falling very low. No more CC to lock them down. The Mosh Pit lands, and there's the perfectly timed shield. Ding Dong will fall, Logicalia as well. So even after their objective channel, I don't think Bad Rats are going to be able to make the distance here. Boggs and Magic Master chasing down Neum. 4 for nothing in that team fight. If they had made it out after the turn-in, I think Bad Rats likely would win off this objective channel. But unfortunately, losing Vinx before the turn-in even happened. And now French getting aggressive here. I don't know if this is a 2v1 they win. But here come the cavalry. Furters getting on to the rest of Bad Rats. Vinx will continue to heal thanks to all of this poison that they spread. And their Storm Tier and Daryl's Visage. Alright, we're going to keep trading turn-ins until someone wins this video game. This time it's Furters' turn. They would like to end top side, but their Webweaver's going to spawn all the way back here. Which is tough. That's a long way for the Webweaver to walk, unfortunately. Mid lane is probably their best push opportunity. Logicalia caught here by the bunny hop. Neum able to peel with the Emerald Wind. And mid Webweaver completely clean. And these catapults already doing a lot of damage to the Webweavers. Looks like Furters have opted to support their top Webweaver. Makes a lot of sense. It is the only lane without a keep. A full 5v5, almost 33 minutes into the game, level 26, and just around the corner from 27 for Furters. Is this the game-ending push that they want? If so, they'll close out the series in a 2-0. Unable to make it to the core with their Webweaver. Top lane being pushed up all the way does mean that Furters have full vision to get onto this boss. Oh no, Magic Master is split from the team. Logicalia will scout them, and the boss is only at about half HP. The zone control from Frank's Furters is not as strong. Oh no, but the Neum unable to get in there. Magic Master on the flank here, and Logicalia and Vinx split from the team. Frank's Furters onto the front line of Bad Rats, and they take them out. Looks like we've got a trade here, but in the end, that boss could be it. A great slide onto French. Mosh Pit just around the corner. Diva will lose her mech, which on a core push is actually not the worst thing. DJ Cold Cuts in pilot form has some of the best auto attack damage in the game, but they don't feel safe to step up. Man, this boss is hitting super hard, and I don't think Bad Rats are going to be able to take it out before the core falls. There's the Mosh Pit to lock down Logicalia, and that will do it for Game 2. GG and well played. In the end, it goes over to the side of Frank's Furters. All right, let's take a look at these stats. Ding Dong on Vala, top of the lobby with 154 damage after nearly a 35-minute game. Not too surprising to see Vala rack up those numbers. Magic Master, no slouch, able to get up to almost 114 damage themselves. So, no... That, of course, is thanks to their W-focused build. It was a huge AoE percent damage build, and we can take a look at those builds, speaking of. And that's the Mortality and Memento Mori, not Memento Mori, Massacre at 7 and 16. An AoE proc of Wraith Strike and Wraith Strike dealing percentage damage. So that coupled with the reset on Wraith Strike that Tormented Souls gives you, no wonder that they were able to get such high damage numbers. Now, traditionally, I would do a winner's interview if it were a live series, but I see that Indecisive is watching. If you're interested in doing an interview just to talk through how the game went, it didn't happen live, but you're welcome to do it. I'll hop over into a voice lobby here, and we can maybe chat. Great.
Howdy.
Hello, hello, and welcome. Congrats on the 2-0 back in week 1.
Thank you.
So this series was up against a relatively unknown team in the form of Bad Rats. How much scouting were you guys able to do there, getting into this first week's match?
Yeah, honestly, we didn't do very much. We just kind of came into it playing mostly for the maps, banning what we saw in the first game, the second game, but otherwise there wasn't really much scouting done, to be honest.
Makes a lot of sense. Both games you opted for a double front line, with Magic Master playing the Imperious in Game 1 and Malthael in Game 2. It looked great. Is that kind of a specific, we drafted it because it looked good in these scenarios, or is that a unique take on the meta that you favor?
It's honestly kind of been a style choice for us for years. Like, even back before the hiatus that we took, we were playing this kind of same style of 3 frontliners and a healer and an ADC. So it's just kind of our style. It's something we think is strong and we're comfortable with.
Nice. Yeah, and it looked great. Both games, it ended up working out. So, and it also was really helpful because in the first game, if and when DJ Cold Cuts ended up getting taken down, you still had someone to cover that off lane. So it was very flexible. I love that take on the meta. Makes a lot of sense.
With sorry,
oh,
just
no,
with
go for
regards to the flexibility, it absolutely does help with, especially if you run into a bad matchup, you can always just switch them out and put the other guy into the 4-man. So definitely does help.
Awesome. Game 1, Towers of Doom. So in the early game, it was you guys all the way, but Bad Rats started to make a comeback there towards the end. What were comms like after trickling some kills, losing the bot fort? Were you guys starting to feel that pressure, or was it just we've got plenty of core HP to play with, like we can turn this around, we just have to play patiently around our double global?
Yeah, it was kind of just like, let's just, calm down, take things a little bit slower, slow it down, and, get back into it, because it's not like, the game's not over. Obviously, it's hot. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. And I love to hear that take on it. Some advice that I think all of our Storm League allies could take to heart. All right, I'm not going to keep talking your ear off. Any shout outs you want to give before I let you head off?
Of course. Shout outs to my boys, Franco, Frankie, Franklin, and Francis. And that's going to be it.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Indecisive.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Okie dokie. Back over here. So a 2-0 in favor of Frank's Furters. This was back in week 1. Oh, Lime, thanks for the raid. I just finished casting the first series. I'm going to be casting another replay here in a moment. But to make this friendly for YouTube, I got to do my sign off here. So 2-0 for Frank's Furters in week 1. I'm sure that they've continued to play well in the following weeks. We are headed off to the the Heroic Division next. Before I go, some sign-offs of my own. It's a huge shout out to all of the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound as good without their contribution. You can check out all their work below, and I'd strongly recommend that you do it. I'm also going to have a credit roll here. But if you are here live with us, stick around. I just have to adjust some overlay stuff. So this is not the end. This is merely an intermission. So stick around if you want to see another week 1 match. We're going to be taking a look at the Heroic Division next. Thank you, everyone.